score is sort of the emotional heartbeat of the story.
We really wanted people to feel immersed in the world and to have a signature sound for our show. We were lucky enough to work with Volker Bertelmann, who brought so many colors to our series.
My inspiration is coming maybe from a childish approach to experiment and to search. Nearly every week, cellist and violinists coming to my studio, and we are having sessions where we just experiment. Can we take all the strings off? Can we just use one string? Can we turn the cello around? Can we use a rubber ball on the back? And that leads to a lot of sounds that will be a part of the score.
In this show, score is also setting up the sonic identity of the sisterhood. You want to think about what are the cues that score can establish that become iconic to Bene Gesserit.
In the choir itself, it sounds like you have a supernatural person singing. Has a lot of reverse inhaling or doing sounds with the throat, and that made it very connected with the voice.
I loved doing the voice scenes. I was so excited. We shot the voice in so many different ways. I'd have to take a deep breath and then say the line for 60 seconds.
There's the actor's voice, and then there's different timbres and different pitches of voices that kind of stack into the voice commands.
I worked with a voice coach to just try and find a sound that had a sort of resonance to it.
Take out your blade.
Other Memory is a kind of living, parallel universe.
Wanted to build out a cacophony of whispers that kind of flow like cicadas.
For scenes like that, I try to find surreal sounds rather than melodies. I worked with vocals that are pitch shifting. It's a little bit like vocals are raining from the ceiling.
There were so many soundscapes that needed to be realized and should have both an analog feel to it and then at moments a real sci-fi feel.
They kind of give us the right amount of tempo, seriousness, pitch, vibe.
Blankevel, the music is establishing this place that is cold and grim.
All that's left here is death and rot.
Kaladin needed to be separate from Arrakis or Blankevel.
You hear this very raw, distorted sound. I looked a lot in medieval instruments.
So much of what happens in the world of the palace is layer upon layer of subterfuge and artifice.
I use that theme that the balisette is playing. I use a lot of detuned strings, and so everything sounds a little bit off. With the desert, I used the contrabass with a lot of raw bowing. It makes a sound like somebody's under the earth.
Desmond's motif, when you hear it, someone's in trouble. And that trouble is an extended version of torture. So the score has to kind of build and build and build.
I see, Mother.
Our sound designer created such incredible work for our show.
On the nightmare sequence, first of all, you ask the sound designer, what are you doing?
Your sins has brought the reckoning to our order.
These nightmares, they're meant to not look like dreams when we first see them.
Go deeper.
It's about the essence, it's about the sound. Something is off.
There are some places where she's upside down, where I had the feeling that the music should actually cope with the space she's in. And with sequences like that, it's not always helpful that it's all on.
It's really about the sound of the sound effects and the volume and the intensity and how it works around the music. Who's the cart, who's the horse in the particular moment changes all the time.
I was encouraged to cross certain lines, experiment. The music can be another protagonist. And if you find that level, then I've done my job very well.